let me just say a little bit about the four goods in general. So the four goods in general, it's another one of those things that came to William straight from God. And it came out of his mouth as, here's how we're going to make our decisions. We're making them good for humanity, good for the environment, good for our employees, and then good for business. And he said that the first time we were ever doing any video recording. And it just came to him. He didn't even remember saying it. And when we watched the video over, we were like, oh my gosh, that's what we've been trying to explain about our values. You know, what is it we're trying to do? We're not about the money. That's not, you know, profit is not the almighty. God is the almighty. So good for humanity. Are we doing things with our company that will benefit mankind? Are the decisions we're making going to cause us to move our business in a way that's going to benefit mankind? That's first. Second is good for the environment. We do not want to do things that burden or harm the environment. A good example is in a lot of mining, the land is stripped. In a lot of the dredging, they're adding mercury to separate the various minerals, which is very harmful to the people, harmful to the environment. We're going to be working in the Bering Sea, and I really love that Alaska requires you to have somebody on board that is going to be monitoring for all of the species in the area. So, you know, that's a good thing. We want to be the best for the environment. We also will have a much smaller footprint when it comes to fuels than any of the other mining operations because of how we've designed our equipment. That's important to us. Good for our employees. So we want to operate with a more equal system. We want each person's opinion to be heard. The minority opinion is important because that could be the idea that changes how we do something. So that's critical. We also want to make sure that our employees are cared for, and they need to have a livable wage. They need to have, you know, insurance that they don't have to worry about. They need to know that if something happens to them out on the sea, that they're cared for and that their family's cared for. Those are important things. So the third decision maker is the decision right for our employees? And then fourth is the business itself. We know this business is going to grow and change over time, but we want to make sure that any decisions we're making currently for Explorer One make sense for Explorer Alive, Explorer Eden, Nourish, etc. So pausing long enough to say, is this a good decision for the future of our company, not just today? What I found working for in the public and private sector for over 30 years is that a lot of decisions were made with the short term in mind. And you could benefit very short term, you could have profit very short term, you could have excitement very short term, but the ramifications long term weren't considered. And so that's our fourth good, is making sure that we've considered the business.